guys, Rich back here. Today is, stay there. Today is National Tortilla Chip Day. I do actually have some, but I'm not eating them because I don't have the cheese and the salsa. I do have some in the fridge, but I think you're supposed to eat within 3 days, and it's been over 3 days, so that needs to go in the bin. But it was only a tiny bit left anyway. It was enough for one serving, but never mind. It's really not important. Anyway, I like tortilla chips is the point. I was just thinking about something, an interesting thing that I'm sure a lot of people will have opinions on, which is like sponsored videos. And I know some people are like, oh my god, they do sponsored videos, like if anyone does sponsored videos people get funny. I quite like to be, if I do a sponsored video, I like to say, I always put in the description that it's sponsored, and I never monetize it, because I don't think you're supposed to anyway, but I always think if they're giving me money for the video, then I don't monetize it, but if they're not, then I do. Do you know what I mean? So if they've sent me the product for free, but they're not paying me any money, then then I'll monetize it as usual. But if they pay me, then I don't monetize it. Yeah, that's right. But what the problem that I've had, and I suppose this goes back to when I initially started saying for app reviews as well. I stopped taking requests from you guys because I just had so many. I'm still getting through those. That was like years ago. Because if I've said I'll do it, then I'll do it. It's just that I do app reviews once a week, and if there's like on every video 20 people asking for an app review, like there might have been back then even 1 or 2, that means 1 or 2 weeks. You've only got 4 weeks in a month. It gets you get a backlog. So I said, right, that's it. I also had companies writing to me, and when that happened, and companies started saying, will you review this app? I was like, well, yeah, but you'll have to get the back of the queue with everyone else that's requested, and they didn't want to do that. So the thing that I implemented was that they would pay for the app review, and you can see it on my website, it's £10 to pay for an app review. And I've been rethinking about that, because I was thinking, well, if it takes me a day to do an app review, the more I'm getting into YouTube, the more I spend on my videos, the longer it takes. So eventually that might need to change to justify the time, or it doesn't and the time stays the same, whatever. But regardless of app reviews, the problem I'm having now is that everyone and their auntie is wanting to send me stuff, which is not, initially you think, wow, that's amazing. And I'm so grateful. I really am grateful for the stuff, but it's not necessarily stuff I would have wanted. Not saying that, it's very rarely that I give anything a bad review. Well, apps I do, because there's a lot of naff ones. But a lot of people, if they have the confidence to send you their products, they usually think it's a good product, and it ends up being a good product. Where am I going? Yeah, so I was just sort of thinking, well, yeah, that's great, but I didn't necessarily want this, and I'm spending a lot of time, and I have a lot of people saying, well, where's my video? Where is it? And I think I just don't need this kind of stress. Like, yeah, it's fine. And also, if you are watching this and you have a product review waiting, because there are a couple of people waiting for their products to be reviewed, I'm not aiming this at people. Like, obviously you are waiting for your review, I understand that. And I understand you wanting to know when it's going up. That's totally fine. From all I'm saying is, from my point of view, I'm doing this for free, and the videos take time. And there's other things that I am probably a little bit more passionate about that are easier for me to do. So, yeah. What I've decided is that I'm going to initiate the same thing. I'm going to initiate the same thing that I do in my app reviews, and that Famebit does with every sponsored video. So if they want their product to be reviewed by me and they want to send it, whatever, they pay the £10. Just like they would if it was an app review. I'm holding you, I'm getting a bit wobbly, sorry. Because then that will weed out the ones that are just sending really naff stuff. It will also encourage people to send double things, because I always try to encourage them to send like 2 of anything, so that I can say, hey, this is what it is, this is me using it, look, it's used, it's great, and now I've used it and I tell you my opinion, but it'd be really good if I could do that and then say, here's one for you guys, entered to win, you know, and that kind of benefits my channel, benefits you, it benefits them because they get more exposure. Like, I think that's win-win really. So but I think actually charging them for, and it's got to work like this, because it also shows value with what you're doing as well. And I can sit there and think, you know, I'm getting paid for my time right now. I shouldn't be doing anything else, you know, this is the purpose. And also, it also makes you go more thoroughly into the review, because you're consciously thinking, they've paid for this, so I better review it properly. And everyone knows it's sponsored, so you're even more obliged, to be honest. Not that I never would be, but you know, the more honest you are, the better. And I also find that from people, especially with the apps, because I haven't charged for the other stuff, but with the apps, I find that the more honest you are, the more the person who paid for it actually appreciates it anyway. They're like, oh yeah, we'll take that on board, as long as you're constructive with it. Yeah, unless they're completely unreasonable, they take it on board. So I just wanted to get your opinion on it really. Well, I think I've made up my mind. And I did have some, I've had the latest one, I've got the World Card Reader that was sent to me, and I decided off my own back to break it into 3 videos, which have taken me a real long while to get around to doing, and I've apologised to them for that. I've also got a fashion one that got sent to me, like a haul thing. And I don't know how I feel about that one. I mean, I like the stuff. Again, I was limited to what I could choose, so like getting totally passionate about it is really hard. And while I appreciate having the free stuff, that's brilliant. But you know, like I've emailed to try and get answers about certain things, and I don't get it. And then, you know, I have to tell you guys that in the video. I have to, because it's just not honest if not. And if they don't like that, then I'm sorry, I'll never get anything from them again. But there's another thing. I've got a Japan crate coming, which I'm really excited about. That was sent to me for free. That's probably the last one I'm going to do that will be free, promotion wise, because I'm really excited about that one, because I do candy taste tests, and when they said, you know, would you do it, I was like, well, yeah, because it's totally relevant. Like, I would, 1 month I would save and actually spend my money on buying stuff from Japan to do a candy taste test for you guys. You've seen it on my Patreon milestones I'm trying to get to. It's the first one to save up to pay for a big like haul of candy from Japan to, well, not necessarily Japan, but from another country that I haven't done a taste test for. So I'm excited about that one, and it's their premium. They've got like 3 different levels of crates on their website, and it's the biggest one. So I'm really, although I'm a bit anxious because I'm hoping they don't put chocolate in it, because I gave chocolate up for Lent. So I'm hoping that they don't put chocolate in it, because that's going to break it. Because I will have to do it, you know, I can't really leave it till the end of Lent. But yeah, I think that's the last, like, if it's some, obviously, if like Apple got in touch and said, we'd really like you to review the iPhone 7, I wouldn't be like, oh, well, sorry, but could you pay me £10? No, because it's totally, like, relevant. But if they're going to want to, if someone comes out and says, I want you to promote, well, not even to, they usually say, well, we'd like to review this, and it's not something that I would have wanted to review anyway, then that's something I would say, please could you pay this small fee, I don't know how to word it, and then they would, if they want me to, if they're willing, if they want it enough, they'll pay it. You know, it kind of weeds out the ones that you're not really that bothered about anyway. But I've had one tonight email me about a really cool product that I kind of, part of me wants to go, oh yes, that's really pretty, send me it for free, but then the other part's like, no, that's a lot of work, because as soon as I see a product, I start thinking about how I'm going to edit the video and how I'll film it, and like the more I learn about those techniques, and I eventually want to start bringing in my animation as well. And there's no way I can do that if my entire time is taken for free, do you know what I mean? As much as I'd like that to be the case, so I guess it's kind of a switcheroo to survive, you know. So I hope you understand. I hope I don't just sound like a money grabbing whore. On that note, I'm gonna go, but I'm sure you understand because you're very reasonable people. Yes, you are. My bananas. So I'm gonna go. I hope you've had a very lovely tortilla chip day. Is anyone having tortilla chips for tea? I wish we had a Taco Bell. There's actually Taco Bells in England, but nowhere near me. I think there's one in Sheffield, but I haven't. Well, it's not a Meadowhall, so I haven't seen it, because that's the only reason I go to Sheffield. Anyway, I think Ryan's back. I'm gonna go. I hope you've had a great day and have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.